on the couch, my dear friend Nicky Verbeek. Our first talk in English.
Yeah.
So we're a little excited.
Yeah.
We did a couple of talks in Dutch.
Yeah.
Which can be found on YouTube. And well, for the people who don't know you, can you tell us something about how this thing called awakening, enlightenment, whatever you want to call it.
This thing called love.
Yes. How it came about in your life.
Yeah. Well, gee, it's such a long time ago already, right? But it's happening in continuously it's happening again. Every moment, every breath, it's there again. But it started in 2005. And it actually started with one question. And I remember it so well. And it's the question I still ask. It started with this very first question. It was, what if I am the one? What if I am the one who is seeing this? What if I am the one who is bringing the misery in this situation? What if I am that? That opened me up for something else than my own personal truth. That's how it started.
Because before that, you were, as most of people, blaming the world.
For example, or the situation, the circumstances, or the people were triggering me. They were the triggers for me to handle in a certain way. Mm-hmm. And for the very first time, I asked myself, what if I am the trigger? What if it's me? What if I am looking at this and seeing things that aren't really there, but I am the one who is doing it? I'm the one who's filtering the here and the now to that what I'm seeing. So this was the very first question, and this is also the question that I give to everybody. This should be your first question, because here there's the difference between do you want to know or don't you want to know? And I wanted to know. Yeah. So it's like, do you want to? Do you want to know? And I wanted it. I wanted more than anything else, even if it would cost me my self-worth, to know the truth. So that was the first question. Yeah.
And did you get an answer to that question?
What happened then is what I felt. I was thinking, why was I, for example, angry with somebody? And I was thinking, okay, was it this person? Or was it something in me? And then I started to ask myself, so how do I actually feel? What is it that is this trigger? What is this trigger, if it's me? And it was anger, or it was sadness. And I felt that it was not new. This was a very old, familiar feeling. It was old. So I recognized that even though I'm feeling it now, and I'm seeing it in this person, in this situation, it's in me and it's old. And when I asked, the next question was, so what does this remind me of? This here and now reminds me of something old. And when I did that, my memory was helping me. Immediately thoughts came up and they brought me to something in the past. And then I realized, oh my God, I am responding to something in the here and the now because of something old. Where was I? Why am I doing this? And this was like the trigger to get involved in my feelings. I was doing all of this. I was creating, in fact, the here and the now based on old news, based on old experiences. I was reliving old experiences, and why was I doing it? And I found out that I was doing it because it wanted me. It wanted my attention. Something old came in the here and the now to ask for attention, my attention. And I never said yes. I never said yes. I've always rejected it from the very first moment when it was brought into my attention, when it was brought into my awareness. And probably the first time I was a child, I didn't even know it. And that's why it came now. Hey, I'm here. That's what it said. Look at me. And when I did, then the roof came off. Because I started to want something that I never wanted before. I was willing to bring something into my awareness that I've always been afraid of. So it never came into my system. And now it did. And I found out that everything I rejected in the past was consciousness. It was in fact me. But I didn't know it. I was afraid of it. Because I didn't know it, I didn't want it. It's not me. Can't be me. It can't be me, it's outside. So when I brought it inside, I found out. I remembered. This is me. Yeah. This is consciousness.
Can you name an example of things that popped up out of the past, being rejected?
For example, being dominated. The feeling of being dominated. Yeah, of having no control and just let somebody else take the floor and push me aside. These kinds of situations I remember. Yeah.
And does it help to remember the whole scene that played out in the past?
Not at all.
No?
No.
It's not about the
actually
story?
Not. No, it's not really about the story. It's about how it felt. And how that felt, I never recognized as to be me. So, for example, I told you before, I knew myself as a good person. I was righteous, I was neat, clean, did everything right. So, this confirmed to me that I was a good person. So, the good person was inside of my awareness. I knew I was good. But it also meant that if I felt not good, for example, because somebody did something to me and said, you're not good, then I would not bring this into my awareness. I would reject this. I would not like this. And it would hurt because, hey, I know who I am. What are you talking about? So where were we?
Yeah, talking about things from the past. Do you need to remember the story, or you say you just have to feel what then is not felt?
Yes. So the whole story, not even in the now, the story is not really important. It's not, because it's form. The situation itself is just the form in which the experience is lived. And this is what we really want. We want to experience life. And the form is irrelevant, really. So the situation itself or the people itself, they're not as relevant as the experience itself. So it's the experience. I'm all experience. That's what I want.
That's what you
want.
Experience. Live life to the fullest. No rejection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I am life. I am life, and what I'm doing here is living.
At the kitchen table we were talking in Dutch, and you told me something about the divine will. That God is playing out His will through you and me, or how does that work?
Exactly. So normally you are being asked, who am I? So people ask themselves, who am I? And in Advaita we used to say, well, go and look for you. You will never find you. Go and look.
There's no you.
There's no you. Where is it? Where is it? You can't find it. And the one who we are we telling, go off and look, go off then and search. That's the one who does not exist at all. This is the rejection.
Again, the one
who you sent out to go look for you is the one who does not exist. So this is this is a little bit foolish. I actually did receive the answer to the question, who am I? And that is, I am, and so are you, divine will. We are divine will. That's who we really are. This is our core essence.
And okay, I meet you. I'm divine will. You are divine will. What does divine will do with each other?
So if divine will,
Yeah.
this essence here.
Yeah.
If I'm all alone,
Yeah.
then I'm still.
Yeah.
I'm still. Nothing provokes me,
Mm-hmm.
nothing touches me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still like clear water.
Yeah.
But when I meet somebody, there you have two essences, then you have
Yeah.
two divine will. But I'm not only my will, which is my consciousness, my
Mm-hmm.
aware consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm also my personal truth. And you could also call this resistance to
Mm-hmm.
God will or unwillingness, which is always not going anywhere. It's striding against
Yeah.
the divine will. Yeah. When you meet me, you will meet my will, but you will meet also my personal truth. And everywhere where my personal truth is, there is not my divine will. Then you will be that. You have to be this. This is the obligation that we have towards each other. This is not in writing. There are no rules. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
knows this.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody does this.
Automatically.
We have to. Yeah, because this is like a law of the divine will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a divine law.
Okay, so let's make this practical. Let's say my divine will wants me to go out in the world and, let's say, make beautiful paintings. And something in me says, no, you are not a painter. Don't do that. I meet you. How would that work? Would you start talking to me about paintings all day? Or
It's not really about
No?
this, no, because if you want something, you will do it.
okay,
And so with painting, this would be something straight from the course, straight from
Yeah.
the heart.
yeah,
That I don't think
Yeah.
you will have any trouble here.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's more subtle. It would be.
Yeah, it would be about your beliefs.
Mhm.
In everything that you believe in,
Yeah.
there is no will. It's against the will.
Mm-hmm.
In everything I believe, I'm not grounded in the will. So if I believe anything, it doesn't matter. It has so much power because it has my power,
Mhm.
divine power. But I believe something, it's just as big as when I want something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's against the will. Yeah, so it has to do with the belief. For example, this is a really nice story.
Okay.
There was this monk,
Yeah.
and he was completely enlightened, and he was beautiful, and he told everybody the message, if you find God, then God will keep you safe, because then you are in contact with God. So one day he was walking towards the temple, and he was walking, everything was cool, he was chilling. And behind him he heard somebody scream, "Watch out! Elephant on the loose! Wild elephant on the loose!" And he was like, do I feel peace or do I feel anxiety?
Yeah.
And he decided, well, I feel at peace, God will save me. And then the elephant ran him down, dead.
Oh.
So he came to God and he said, God, I found you and you would keep me safe. Where were you? And God answered, I was the one shouting, get out of the way.
There's an elephant coming.
There's an elephant coming. So I'm there, but I'm not inside. When I'm not in you, I'm outside.
Ah.
So when you are not contacting me
Yeah.
inside, I will be on the outside.
But
I will be everywhere.
that sounds very reassuring and safe. That we are constantly helping each other.
So chill.
Yeah.
So chill.
Yeah.
So don't see in me your enemy.
Yeah.
See in me your God.
Yeah. My helper. My divine
Yeah.
helper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am I'm everything that you don't want. If I'm your enemy, then I'm everything inside of you that you still are not loving. You are not loving it. So therefore, I have to be this. I represent this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the moment that I will allow this divine will on that subject in me, will that change you
Yeah.
in your behavior against me, or how?
Yes, you will receive clear vision. So you can finally meet me.
Yeah.
Meet me.
Yeah.
Not who I represent
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a story from my childhood. I became best friends a couple of times with people I hated the most in the beginning. Let's say in a classroom. You get a new classroom and new classmates.
Yeah.
And there's some people you think, oh, he's irritating
This is
me.
the worst. Yeah, this is the worst of the worst.
But after 3 months, half a year, we became best friends. And
so now, this is so interesting because you have had the experience of an enemy.
Yeah, turning into a best friend.
Turning into love. Yeah, friendship. So you know in your being how you did that. So now turn every enemy into your friend. Because you can. Because you did. So you can. This is inside of you. This is the capacity that lives inside of you.
Yeah.
And you have some enemies. So
yeah.
Everybody has their own personal enemies.
Yeah. That can be a colleague. That can be a new neighbor.
Yeah. It could be a sound. A special sound.
So it doesn't have to be a person.
Not at all. No.
Divine will is also manifesting as animals, as a sound.
Absolutely.
As bad weather.
Everything. It's everywhere. Do you know in the Bible they say God is everywhere? It's underneath every stone. It doesn't matter. It's so true. I found out it's so true. Yeah.
There's a man from America, Wayne Dyer is his name. He just passed away about half a year ago. And he made this comment about ego. He said ego means edging God out. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So is this we're talking about for 15 minutes, is that the ego mechanism of edging God out, saying I will take it over from here, I know better than God?
Definitely. Literally, you know better. When you say no, you better know what you're saying no to. So you believe you do. And it all stands and falls with your beliefs. If I believe I know, then I can say no now. This is not about me. I can cut this out. I can reject this. But you don't really know. You don't know. Especially when you're saying no, be sure you know what you say no to. So first, let it in. Then you can say no. Because then you know. Yeah.
Nicky, you told me you are not an Advaita teacher.
No, I'm not really an Advaita teacher because I was not taught through Advaita. So I have not a single knowledge of Advaita. But it was born. It was born in me. So Advaita was born in me. Therefore I can teach Advaita, but it's not my code. It's not my code. It's not my way of teaching. It's not my form in which I teach. I teach what what was born. Yeah.
And that's constantly fresh and new.
Yes.
This is not a story you've been repeating for a couple of years.
No, it really stands out. It's changing all the time. It's never the same. And also consciousness, because it's an expanding thing, it's not still. It's not still at all. It's very potent. It's so alive. You don't know half of this, really. For me, it's even now, at this very moment, I'm surprised. Still surprised of the consciousness, the awareness that comes to me continuously.
Yeah.
I found out I know nothing really because I keep getting new new knowledge, new awareness.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop at all. It doesn't stop at all. No. It's very much alive. It's the most alive thing you can ever meet. Yeah.
Talking about meeting, you give several meetings a year, and what is the most heard question you get over there?
Well, a question that sticks to me is, okay, what can I do? And one day I'm all clear, I know everything, and I'm cool, and I'm relaxed, and I feel good, and the next day it's gone.
Yeah.
Nicky, what can I do? Help me. What can I do? This is a question that repeats itself continuously, and it's so funny because people are identifying with the clear day, with the clear moments that they have, and they don't identify or are loving the bad days or fucked up days or the fucked up moments. But who is noticing that? Who is noticing the clarity? Who is noticing the trouble? Who is noticing it? So you always have to go back. You're not the one that is clear. So you're not the clarity. You're the one that's noticing the clarity and who's noticing the trouble. And also it means that you want to be clear, and at the same time you don't want to have trouble. And then I would say go to the trouble.
Yeah.
Love the trouble. Start opening up to the trouble, because there is clarity.
Yeah.
It's there. Yeah. Where it's clear.
Yeah.
Don't touch it. When there's trouble, okay, you're the one who brings clarity, but you have to love it first.
Yeah.
You have to invite it first. You have to invite it. You have to love it. You have to want it.
That can be the same with sound. We talked off camera before that I'm a little at war with sound. I don't know. When it's all silent in the house or silent on the street, I used to love staying up very late until 4 or 5 a.m. because the night has so much peace. But when I had to get into traffic at 4 p.m., yeah, then shit hits the fan. So you say it's no use to go sitting down the mountain and be still all day.
Yeah.
You have to bring stillness into the noisy places. How does that?
Yeah, you have to look for the stillness within the noise. Yeah. So if you're against noise, that means your will hasn't been there yet. So you're not loving it. You're not loving it, but it loves you. It loves you. It has so much for you.
Why does noise love me?
Because when it's here, if you are here and here is the noise, then it's wanted. It's always according to the will. Everything happens according to the will.
Yeah. No mistakes.
No mistakes. If there is a mistake, it must be you.
Yeah, I'm the mistake. Yeah. There's a thing going on in the world, and people talk about it, and maybe also people who watch this movie, they say, hey, but what about all the things with Islamic State and Arabic countries fighting Western countries? Who's wrong there?
Everybody is. Because is somebody believing? Yeah, then you are mistaken. You're not in the divine will. You're not in accordance to the divine will. Then you are believing. You are following a belief. Yeah. And you could say, if you are following a belief, then you're not conscious. And people who are not conscious can do evil things because the divine will is not there. The body takes over, and the body is a primitive thing. Yeah, it will take care of only one thing. That's your life. So if you are my threat and I'm not conscious, then my body will take over. Then I will kill you before you kill me. That's what I'll do if I'm not here. If my consciousness, if I'm not aware, then I'm a murderer. I can be. And this is the same with, for example, people who are wasted from drugs or alcohol, because consciousness goes out. Then there's just this primitive being without consciousness who can do the craziest things, and the next day doesn't know. This person will tell you, it wasn't me, it was the alcohol, it was the drugs, it was, you know me. It's because when consciousness, awareness goes out, then you're just here with
this primitive thing.
Yeah.
Which doesn't think that 3 beers is enough. No.
It has no consciousness of its own because you are it. So when you're out, then the shit hits the fan. Yeah. So, but when you hear this noise and you don't want it, then you're out as well. And this is not the purpose. The purpose was you wanted to live, and there is your body. So you can live. Don't go out. Stay inside the body. Stay here where you are.
But as consciousness.
Yes, because you are.
Yeah.
Not as, you are.
You are, yeah.
You are the only consciousness here.
No.
The body does not know anything. Mind of its own is consciousness-less. You know, it's not aware of anything. Thoughts are not aware of anything unless you fertilize it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the body is just a leather suit if there's no consciousness inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has a one task, your survival.
Yeah.
That's the task, and it knows its task.
Yeah.
But you should know what is threatening me. You know? People who are afraid, they just feel anxiety going through the body. But they identify with what they say, I am afraid. Who is my enemy now? What should I do? No, you don't have to do anything. If there's not a lion in the room, a lion,
Yeah.
or a man with a gun, you're not hanging on a cliff, then it's something else that's being threatened. And that's your belief. That's your idea of you.
Yeah. And that belief can be, I have to live in an apartment or a building where there's no noise. I deserve that.
Oh, well, you deserve it. That's a belief.
Yeah.
That's for sure a belief. Yeah.
Yeah. But it can be more subtle. I with noise from neighbors, I can say, well, I don't make as much noise as the neighbors do, so why should they?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
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 But you're that terrible neighbor that constantly knocks. Could you please, Peter? I want to sleep.
Yeah.
You're that terrible neighbor.
Yeah. So you once said, I become that which I'm fighting. So
absolutely. As soon as you're out,
yeah,
as you're not in the divine will, then you become that what you are afraid of. That what you are fighting is what you are at that moment. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm the bad neighbor.
Yeah. You're the neighbor nobody wants.
Yeah, and that's why I'm so afraid of getting new neighbors, for example, or because I know what a bad neighbor I can be.
I don't think you really know, because if you knew, you wouldn't be.
Yeah. Well,
and you would not do that.
Yeah, I still have a month till the new neighbors come, so to reflect on that. A colleague teacher of you says, always ask yourself the question, what would love do?
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, that's such a nice question to ask yourself. What would love do?
Is that the same you mean?
Yeah, definitely. I love that question. Yeah, what would love do? Beautiful question. Everybody should have this in their back pocket.
As a reminder.
And when they don't know, because they're not in their awareness, so there must be some enemy.
Yeah.
Then they should pop up that question. What would love do?
Yeah.
And be still when you ask a question. When you ask yourself questions, be still, because the answers are always near. They're here. Your truth, your personal truth, that's what you believe in, what's keeping God or love
out
from you, out, is always here. It's in your energetic system. It's in your personal household. So you don't have to run and hide or do anything. You just have to be still, and it comes up immediately because it wants your attention. That's why you feel it all the time. It really wants you. It wants your attention. It wants your love. Yeah. So what would love do?
Yeah, it's a good question. There are a lot of people in functions where they have to deal with a lot of people. For example, school teachers. Let's say I'm the school teacher who has a lot of trouble with keeping the kids in their chairs and quiet and stuff. What's your vision on that?
I have a lot of vision about that because, of course, I have my 2 children, and they've both been in school. But the teacher should ask her or himself: is it necessary for somebody to be in a chair for me to teach? Because I believe that children will only listen when they're in their chairs. And I know this is not the truth. This is not the truth. I've seen a boy with very ADHD, like way up high, and the teacher asked him to make a sum, and he was not sitting. He was actually upside down. His head was almost on the floor. He was like, doing everything. And he answered the question absolutely right. Yeah. He had it right. Yeah. And I had not seen him looking at the board. Yeah. So where is his attention? Yeah. Nobody knows, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Yeah. Consciousness is not something we have to prove. It doesn't have to be proven. So if I'm sitting down, but I'm completely wandering off, you wouldn't know, because I would be as I was. I was always like this, very neat, very la la la, but I never listened to anything in school.
No, not alert. No openness.
No, I was dreaming off. Yeah. I was not interested. I was interested in how the teacher was talking, not in what she was saying. Mm-hmm. But so if you need proof for the listeners, if you need proof, then they all have to be sitting down. They have their eyes open, looking at you. Yeah. But that's not the real proof. No. You have to want that too. Yeah. And
in parenting, what's the way of conscious parenting? Do you, for example, give your children punishment?
Those days, no.
Those days are gone.
yeah, way past. Yeah. No, with parenting, it's more like children represent something. When we struggle with our parenting, probably the kid is representing something that we don't love, that we don't want. So that's all. And if you find out, then you should welcome first the representation. So you love what your child is doing, even though you feel in every cell of your body, I don't want this is not good. But you start first with the love. Okay, so here is my unwillingness. This is my unwillingness. So first I want it. And maybe it sounds easy, but if you do it, then you'll find out exactly what to do. Because you will see the child. And it will not have nothing to do with what you like, what you don't like, what you think is important, what you don't think is important. You will see the child. And you will be able to provide the child with what it wants. Yeah. It's a completely different creature. It has nothing to do with you. It's free. So keep it free. Keep it completely as an individual, as its own little God. Yeah.
Talking about free, there's this thing in Advaita people love to talk about. That's the free will. I know people at your meetings will come to you and say, well, have I come out of free will to your meeting, or did it just happen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
of course you came out of free will. If you're there. And please, if you don't want to, please don't come, because those people I don't want. Yeah. Because they will be spreading their unwillingness in the room. Yeah.
Yeah? Can you feel that?
If you don't come out, of course. If somebody doesn't want to be here somewhere,
you feel it.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't. Yeah. Of course you feel it. Everybody feels that.
Yeah. But this free will thing, that's no question for you. There is such a thing as free will. Or it's only divine will.
Which is free.
Yeah.
So you are free will. You don't have it. You are free will. You are free will. How do you like that? How do you like that if you know that? And I know it. I'm so blessed because I know it.
Because you're free of
wanting to have free will.
That's why I am. Yeah.
I am free will.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
If you would only know.
Yeah.
So everything that happens in my life is what I want. And if I don't want it, then I should figure out what I'm spreading into this world. Because this must be my unwillingness, my personal truth about stuff that's coming back to me. that's touching me.
So someone who meets all kind of, let's say, we once heard a question from a woman who said, "Well, why do I always attract those wrong men into my life?"
Because you believe that you are good.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And therefore, your awareness is not, because I've attracted wrong men and wrong people on the whole, because I was so good that it wasn't brought into my awareness that not good existed. It didn't exist in me.
So that's why you got betrayed a lot of times, and
for example,
and
yes,
people.
Yeah. I thought I had to change something. If it wasn't good, but I was good, then I had to do something about this.
Yeah.
I had to change people.
Yeah.
Make them good. Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way.
No.
I had to be conscious of not good.
Yeah.
Because it's only one thing. Good and not good are one thing. Yeah.
It sounds also very simple when I talk to you about this, and you know, and I think, well, that's completely right. But
it sounds logic.
Yeah, it sounds logic.
Because it's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the truth is then there. Simple. Yeah.
Yeah. Just thinking about what this effect has. When you say it like this, has this a big effect on people? Or do they walk out of the room and they think, oh, that was a nice lecture, and then they start doing their own personal business again?
Yeah. People don't often walk out. I mean, they know in advance where they're going to.
So I mean after the meeting.
After the meeting, then, people are... Most of the people, afterwards, after a satsang, they are all soft. They're very soft and they have a refill of consciousness. Yeah. That's how it is. Yeah.
But what makes them hard again?
The belief system is here. It's like embodied in every cell. And you can at every moment start to believe again. Yeah. Until you know. And when you really know, when you really have loved that thing that first had no will of you in it, but you start to willing put your will inside, then this sounds really strange. Put your will into it.
Not your willy, but your will.
Exactly. You got it. Then it transforms. That's when the transformation hits.
When you're really
when the
willing.
Light gets in. Yeah, when you really want it, when you're really starting to love that, that you cannot believe you ever would want. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Then the light goes on.
You talk very different from most Advaita teachers. Can there be a danger in reading all the Advaita books, listening to all the Advaita teachers, that it gets like a mental thing? Well, I'm no person, I don't have free will, everything happens according to the cosmic plan. Just sit back, relax, enjoy the show.
Yeah, the only danger in Advaita, as in everything else, is when you start believing it. When it becomes your personal truth, then it's a thing and it's not alive. And Advaita was never meant to be a theory, to be a philosophy or a tradition. Advaita is to be lived, to breathe. Advaita is a breath. Is taking the moment as it comes and loving it. That's the message of Advaita. It's not a theory. So if you take the theory and make that your personal truth, then it's like anything else you believe. Then it could be your religion. Well, and everybody knows what happens if you really believe your religion. Then everybody else is your enemy. Yeah.
Because they don't believe in Advaita.
For example, or they don't understand what you mean.
Yeah. If only you could see it the way I see it. That's something. That's something you.
You don't know. You don't know me. I know me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also a lot of Advaita teachers are blaming each other. They're saying, well, he hasn't seen it, she has seen it, he hasn't been fully realized. The other one says, well, you cannot be half realized.
Yeah, so don't bother. It's a matter of belief. What do you believe? What do you want?
Yeah.
So just go for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't become an Advaitist, like an evangelist, spreading the message.
Yeah, and I don't really mind to be, for example, not in, how do you call that, agreeing with somebody else. I don't mind. I mean, probably that's also divine will, because we do this.
Yeah.
So, no hard feelings. No hard feelings. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. It's okay. Yeah.
Nicky, you once told me that you often give advice, become something fully. When I say to you, well, I feel miserable. You should be miserable all the time, or just be miserable.
Yeah. Do you even know miserable? Because you say I feel miserable. What can I do?
Yeah. I have to
so you're
rid.
already not really into. You're not wanting it. Yeah. So want it. Be it. Why don't you really be it? Like anything else? Yeah.
But for example, an issue I have in my personal life, issue.
Really?
That's yeah. Oh, here we come. Here we go. That's weight.
It's
eating.
about you again, though.
Yeah, okay. No, but just giving it as an example. What if someone also is watching who has a weight problem, who weighs, let's say, 110 kilos, and normal weight would be 80 or 90 kilos?
Yeah.
Then what's your advice? Be the fat guy.
Yeah.
Be the fat woman.
Because here we're talking again about what you believe. So probably you believe that skinny is
better,
nice, is lovable,
yeah,
and fat is not.
Yeah.
And that's not the truth. Because if you, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but somebody who really loves themselves, even if they're bigger or smaller or whatever, you can love this person easy. It's easy to love somebody who loves their own body. So it's not about the size, it's not about the weight, it's not about the form. Really, it's about the love that lives in it. Yeah.
That makes someone attractive.
Yeah. But also, yes, of course. Of course. Yeah, definitely.
But also...
because there's the divine will. This form is exactly right. It's exactly right. Who are you to criticize it? Who are you to criticize the form?
Yeah.
That exactly matches your divine will. Yeah. So I've had conversations with somebody, for example, who thought she was too big. And I would advise her, first then love the big you. Whatever. First love that. If you've never tried it, you don't know it. Then you will always be against it. But it's you. How can you be against you? Really? How do you do that? What do you have to do to be against you? You can always not be there. But do you know what happens when you're not there? When you're not in awareness? Well, there's your trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were starting an online course, you told me.
I'm writing now.
Okay.
I'm absolutely involved in writing again. And I never thought I would start again. But it happens. And I'm all committed now. And I'm writing. And there will be an online course, yes. But I don't know when.
Yeah. But you invite people also to your home for one-on-one sessions?
Yes.
Just we're talking right now.
This is my favorite.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
Because there is so much beauty in every meeting, heart to heart. Yeah, I love it. And people love it too. So it's a match. We've got a match there.
Yeah, your website is muja.nl?
No, I have a new website. www.nickyverbeek.nl.
Oh, just your name and then .nl.
Yes, but if you go to www.muja.nl, you will go directly to my new website.
Yeah. And also meetings with people in a room.
Satsangs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You give them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other plans?
Let's see, do I have other plans? Gosh.
Maybe if someone from America is watching this and think, well, that's a woman who walks the talk. Are you open to visiting other countries?
Why not? I'm open. I'm completely open.
Yeah.
Would be lovely. Maybe my words are off a bit, but I will. I definitely want to. Why not? Yeah.
Are all problems universal?
Yeah. All problems are personal. All problems are personal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But let's say, for example, you would be invited to go to Japan. I know in Japan they have this culture of nobody says no to each other. Saying no is out of, oh man, you never say no. Even if you don't know the way, if you ask someone, can you tell me the way to the hotel? Someone will never say no because it's not in their culture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so culture in those countries play a very high force, have a very high force in the personalities, in the belief system.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to be really strong to get away from this very powerful belief system.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But can I blame the Dutch conventional belief system? Like we have this.
Why?
No. Yeah, we have an.
Only if you believe it, then you can always blame you. You believe it. You're free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think the Dutch people, have this saying like, let's say, for example, if you stand out of the crowd, people will chop your head off. Just play simple. Don't think you're somebody. Don't think you're. In Holland, if you think you have made it, someone else will come around the corner and tell you, well, just calm down. You're not that special that you think you are.
You're talking now
Yeah.
a personal truth.
Okay, it's my
this
truth.
Is a personal truth. Yeah.
I don't think I'm special.
Well, you're not really about you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your personal truth, but it's a personal truth. This is what you believe. So maybe if you believe this, then you will never stick your head up. Yeah. Which is a shame, because people who do this, actually, the truth is that people are always on the lookout for somebody who sticks their head out.
Yeah.
Those are the pioneers. They're really changing. They're changing society. They're changing. They're out of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you handle criticism? Let's say, for example, someone beneath this YouTube video will say, "Well, this is a load of crap.
Yeah.
I don't believe a word this woman is saying."
Yeah. Yeah.
Will that hurt you?
Will it hurt me? I must be really fair to say it doesn't hurt me, because it doesn't get somewhere inside of me where it's hurting, because it's not me. Has nothing to do with me. I can see that. I can see it has nothing to do with me. Yeah. My message is for somebody who wants to hear this. Yeah. My message is not for people that don't want to hear this. But they don't even have to look. Yeah. They don't have to respond either. Mm-hmm. But there is something inside this person that wants to. Yeah. But it's okay. I know I'm not talking to everybody. I'm not talking to everybody. I'm just talking to a small amount of people that are willing, that want to. Yeah. Yeah.
So when I'm very vulnerable to criticism, what does that say about me? That I'm criticizing other people all the time?
No, you don't have to reflect it like that. It means that it wants your attention. If something touches you really in the core, then it wants your attention. It doesn't touch you for no reason. It touches you because it wants you. It wants you. Yeah. It wants you to love it.
And to love it is the next step is?
Surrender to it. Yeah, surrender to this feeling. Say yes to this feeling.
And do I have to sit down on the couch like you're now sitting with my eyes closed in a meditative state? Or what's the ideal situation to love what is coming up? That is my question.
To love what's hurting.
Yeah.
To love what's hurting.
Yeah.
Well, it is only hurting because you're not loving it. Because your will is not in accordance to the divine will. And it is the will. You wanted this in the first place, but you forgot. And that's why it's haunting you. Yeah. Like teasing you. Hey, love me. You
Remember,
have to. I'm
yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to look at it like this. And so for me, how I would do this is, how does this feel? And with no compromise, wanting to be this. So, what you say, vulnerable? Vulnerable is not a primary feeling, but okay, being vulnerable. So I want to live and feel this vulnerable every day. This does not have to go away. I want this. I want this to integrate in my being. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's nothing that really can hurt me.
Only you can. Only you.
I'm hurting myself all the time.
Are you thinking about blaming me? Well, or anyone?
No,
anyone?
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking about stuff like, oh, don't talk to him about this. This will hurt him. Yeah, in the past, when I had a zits on my face, my mother always said, "Oh, you don't have zits on your face." There's no. But I came to school and
everybody was saying,
"What do you have on your face? You look like yeah." So.
So you had.
Yeah, I had.
Yeah.
I don't know why I tell this example, but I'm just thinking about a situation where we're always trying not to hurt each other, but that is the wrong way.
Yeah, definitely. Because you can't. You can't hurt anyone. You're not able to.
Not with words.
No,
maybe with a knife.
Really. Not. Yeah. Okay.
But not with words.
But then you are not there.
Yeah.
Somebody who is hurting somebody really is not there.
Yeah. They forgot who they are.
Yeah. They cannot be there.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Divine Will made an interview of 50 minutes. Anything else you want to say to our lovely viewers? In which part of Holland can people visit you, for people who...
Almost everywhere, because I'm going to the north, I'm going to the south, but I live in het Gooi, so near Amsterdam and Weesp and Hilversum, so I'll be in that area, but I also get invited to Amsterdam and to Friesland and the south, and so.
Thank you very much for this nice and enlightening talk.
Thank you.